best laid schemes of mice and men go often askew. Robert Burns, to a mousy as I referenced in this week's streaming article. Trust the process. Week 3 of the NFL season turned a lot of our notions on their heads. Cam Newton struggled against the Saints, the Jets won a football game, the Jaguars hung a 40-burger on the Ravens, and Derek Carr looked like his older brother. Maybe some of those things we should have seen coming, but there's no time for lamenting failures of the past. It's more important to figure out what it means for Week 4 and beyond. First, here's Week 4 in a tweet. Miami Dolphins play the Saints in London and we aren't giving up on them. I'm not willing to go quite as far as Cena here. If the Dolphins lay another egg against the Saints, I'm absolutely giving up on ever streaming Jay Cutler again. I may give up on JRJ being a top 5 running back as well. But for this week I'm all in again. Devontae Parker is a top 15 receiver in both formats. Ajayi is as must-start as they come. Jarvis Landry has top 10 potential in PPR. And yes, Cutler is a streamer. Of course, the other angle of this is that we have another game in London. A couple of things about that. Obviously, you need to check your lineup earlier on Sunday morning. Also, if you are starting anyone in this game, or any early game for that matter, don't have them in your flex. Save that position for later games, to give you more flexibility in case there's a surprise that pops up late Sunday morning. Kirk Cousins, Matthew Stafford. Derek Carr owners need to find replacements, hoping for a bounce back from Derek Carr has in Denver against the Broncos this week, so good luck. Carr has played 5 games against the Broncos defense in his career and has topped 200 yards passing once. He has 6 touchdown passes and 4 interceptions in those 5 games. You are starting almost everyone over him. Matthew Stafford at Minnesota and Kirk Cousins at Kansas City are better plays than Carr, but you don't want to start them either. Thankfully, there are good streaming options available. I broke down the top 3 options here, but my favorite is Deshaun Watson. Watson's combination of elusiveness and moxie give him a solid floor as he develops as a passer. Maybe more importantly, he got Ryan Griffin back last week, and Will Fuller is expected in Week 4. I feel more comfortable starting Watson than Cousins, Stafford, or Carr. Vontaze Burfict is back, and that's bad news for the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns aren't exactly great fantasy options each week as it is. But this week they're almost untouchable. The Bengals' defense has a lot of talent, but more than anything they play on emotion, and the emotion is going to be out of control with Burfict's return in Week 4. Duke Johnson is the only Brown I'm really excited about starting, and I'm only excited in PPR. The Bengals' defense is one of the best streamers. The other major benefactor is Joe Mixon. Mixon became the feature back in Week 3, and topped 100 yards on 20 touches. I expect even more this week as he feasts on a tired Browns defense. Mark Ingram and the buy low candidate has go get these 5 guys in trades before Week 4. Chris Thompson, and the sell high candidate is it's time to sell these 4 before their value plummets. The Ravens' offense may just be unplayable. No team has had worse injury luck since the start of camp than the Baltimore Ravens, and it showed in Week 3 against the Jaguars. While it's easy to say it was just one bad game, there's also reason to worry it could be part of a trend. Joe Flacco looks awful and has no protection. Mike Wallace has been invisible. Terrence West was never going to inspire confidence in the first place. The one Raven I'm starting this week is Javorius Allen in PPR, but even that feels risky. If this team gets dominated again, we may just have to walk away from all of our Ravens. Injured wide receivers could open door for sleepers. Injuries are never a good thing, unless you are the guy who gets to play because of one. With Doug Baldwin and Sammy Watkins on the injury report, there are sleepers at the receiver position that could deliver in a pinch. Watkins has been a partial participant in practice, but he remains in the concussion protocol. If Hess out, Week 1 darling Cooper Kupp will be a popular ad against an atrocious Cowboys defense. And he should be. But don't sleep on Robert Woods. Woods actually had more yards than Watkins in his breakout Week 3. Baldwin has indicated that he will play, and we expect he will. But Hess in the Sunday night game, so it's still likely to make you a bit nervous. I would add Tyler Lockett or Paul Richardson to your bench if you own Baldwin, just to ease your mind. Against a matchup as good as the Colts, either could be a boom or bust flex play, even if Baldwin plays. The Tampa Bay defense is banged up. Things are getting better, but that's still quite an injury report.